Dave, let's close the show with our last topic, talking a little bit about NBA trade buzz, because we talked about K-Love earlier. Before we do, though, let's talk about our sponsor. And today's sponsor of the show is Manscaped. Boys, males, dudes, dudettes, not really dudettes because you don't have balls. Guys, if you're sitting there at home and you're going, Ricky, I need a way to have the smoothest balls that I can, Manscaped is for you. Support for today's show, MVP Sports Live, is brought to you by Manscaped, who is the best in men's below-the-waist grooming. Manscaped offers precision-engineered tools for your family jewels. Manscaped is trusted by over 200 men worldwide. Join the movement for all your below-the-waist grooming needs. The Lawnmower 3000, or not 3000, the Lawnmower 3.0. There's only been 3 of them. It's great. It lasts a long time. You can use it in the shower. It doesn't nick you. I absolutely love it. Like I've said, I have never used a buzzer before. It was always like scissors to clean up down there. But yeah, this thing's great. My balls never felt smoother. Go ahead and get 20% off and free shipping at manscaped.com using the code MVP. That's 20% off and free shipping at manscaped.com. Use the code MVP. Your balls will thank you. Dave, the last thing we are talking about today is a little bit of buy or sell on the trade news going around the league. Bleacher Report put out an article. Wanted to quickly just go through our thoughts of, are we buying these? Are we not buying these? Are we basically selling these? There are, I believe, 5 of them on it. Not going to be too long. The first one is near and dear to our hearts, and that is the Chicago Bulls, Dave. The first one that they put down is, are you buying or selling the Bulls not looking to move Zach LaVine?
I'd buy it. I don't think Zach's on the move. I think Zach is our cornerstone of the future. I think he is the only player on this team who I absolutely fucking love. Like Patrick Williams, love. He's a kid though. He is still so young. Zach is in, that prime area, and he is doing everything. He's gotten better year over year over year. It's exactly what you want to see out of a player. He is he's one of the best scorers in the NBA, and he's actually jumped like Devin Booker and Donovan Mitchell this season with his play on both sides of the court. So I've been nothing but impressed. I think the Bulls are going to look to extend him. I want to see him get, I don't know. He might get a max if he keeps this shit up. If he's putting up like 25, or no, he's at like 27. I don't know. He's bounced around a little bit with recent scoring, but
I got you.
His stats are great.
Yeah, it's a career. It's based on a career year for him. I'm buying this as well, mainly because I've always been on this train. I've always been on the train of we don't need to trade Zach LaVine yet. Now, I do agree with the article where they say if the Bulls aren't at least listening to anyone with offers, then they're out of their mind. Obviously, it's the always listening, never trading kind of a deal here. And this year, Zach is averaging 27 points, 5 boards, 5 assists. He's shooting 50% from the field and 39% from 3. His best percentage he's ever shot from 3 in his career. Also, best field goal percentage.
Yeah, he's absolutely phenomenal. He's a walking bucket, and he attacks in so many different ways. So, no, we are keeping him right now. There is no fucking chance we are looking to move on from Zach LaVine, because if we do that, we're just trash.
Yeah, I mean, the problem with the Bulls is everything else.
Yep.
Everything else is a problem. Kobe White struggling, Wendell Carter being injured.
And
struggling before that. I mean, before this injury, Wendell was playing better. He was playing he was improving.
This is year 3 of Wendell plays good, then he gets hurt.
Yeah, and
I'm sick of it.
Yeah, I'm not defending him to keep him around long term. I'm saying for this season, he was at least playing better. There was improvement there, but yet again,
he was taking more shots.
Yeah,
I mean, he wasn't making many of them, but he was taking more shots.
If you're injured, that's obviously not going to help as well. Plus Lowry coming back off injury has had some. Well. He's since coming back. He's been so. Yeah,
I mean,
as a whole has been good.
Quick aside, the year as a whole is a success. I'm happy to see him step out of the Jim Boylan bubble.
Oh, you know,
He is a different player.
The stand in the corner and don't do anything. At least he's coming up, setting screens, rolling off of them.
Fucking Thea down there in Washington, and I'm screaming my fucking head off at them to get him more involved in the offense. But now John Wall's replacement in Russell Westbrook has to get his triple-double and go minus 11 during that time period. That's the priority for fucking Scotty Brooks down there. Keep Russell Westbrook happy.
The next one kind of surprised me, Dave, because I didn't think that we were in the conversation for this at all. Their second one was also about the Bulls. It said, Chicago a sleeper in Bradley Beal sweepstakes, Dave. If Bradley Beal is traded, because yet again, I'm on the side, I'm selling this right away because I don't think the Wizards are trading Bradley Beal. I think that is a media thing that we try to pump out there that he's going to get traded. Do you sell that? Not selling that the Bulls would be interested, that the Bulls could get a deal done for Bradley Beal if he's available.
Makes no fucking sense. We have Zach LaVine. Why would you? Bradley Beal's not going to make us a better team.
Well, it would have to be like Jake said. It would have to be a Beal for LaVine swap. It would have to revolve around that.
Last year, go literally Zach LaVine stats plus 2 points. I think he was averaging 35 and 5 or something like that on last year. So, and he was not a good team. It was not a good team at all. Yeah. Why would it make a fucking difference for us? It doesn't. So, I don't think that we are. I mean, maybe we're involved as a third team. We've got a lot of players on contracts who are movable, so I could see us as a facilitator to trades, but being the recipient of Bradley Beal would be extremely unlikely. And again, why do we trade for someone even older than the timeline doesn't add up?
Yeah, I
think that's a dumb writer.
I'm selling this only because of the fact, not on the Chicago sleeper, on the Bradley Beal sweepstakes. I don't think he gets moved. I don't think the Wizards are even thinking about moving him. The Wizards shouldn't even think to move him. If the Wizards are thinking about anything, they should be thinking about firing their trash head coach, Scotty Brooks. That should be their first move and first order of business, is not getting rid of Bradley Beal. Dave, the next one I'm going to kind of twist, because both of you are going to say bye to this, but I'm going to do it in a different sense of... So it's PJ Tucker. And the question was, basically, are numerous teams targeting PJ Tucker? Duh. That's an obvious buy. Even Kevin O'Connor, your favorite blog boy, says numerous teams are hot on Tucker's trails. My question is, buy or sell that he gets moved by this deadline? Or does he stay a Rocket this entire year?
100%. I will bet so much money on that if I was a prop bet in Vegas right now.
Do you have an idea of what team he gets traded to? Because numerous teams to me means more than 5, right?
Numerous means more than 3 at least.
Okay.
I think if I was looking at, I'm going to pull up the standings, because that is just the easiest way to view all teams.
Yeah.
ESPN's going to load them any minute now. There we go. Teams who would love to have PJ Tucker in the East. The Philadelphia 76ers, the Boston Celtics, Milwaukee Bucks, the Indiana Pacers, the Brooklyn Nets, the Atlanta Hawks, the Cleveland Cavaliers, and the New York Knicks.
So every playoff team.
In the West, the teams who would be interested in them are the Lakers, Clippers, Jazz, Nuggets, Blazers, Grizzlies, Suns, Warriors.
That's about 16 teams almost you listed off.
I list off every fucking team.
Yeah.
Every team in the playoffs right now would love to have PJ Tucker.
Yeah. And
not one of those teams would say no to PJ Tucker. If you're doing your job as a GM for any of those teams, PJ Tucker is a net positive player who can knock down corner threes, play great man-to-man defense, and bring a toughness and playoff experience to the team. He is a win across the board at a steal of a contract and at a value where the Rockets have already said 2 2s, 3 2s would really get it done, somewhere in that range. So I think that absolutely is just, I am shocked that he has not been moved yet. I think this is still... They want to see how things go with Vic before they move any other pieces. This is a settling time for them before the deadline, which will be a selling time for them.
Do you think, because for me, I think this is just like the Harden deal, where the Harden deal was for the longest time, we're not going to move him. There was a little bit of after a while, people are like, you were even falling into it to where it's like, James Harden ain't getting moved this year, where that's just how it felt, to where it was like, if a deal was going to happen, it was going to happen by now. I think this is falling into the same category of it might seem like a deal is never getting done, but it will get done towards the deadline where I think they're waiting, but it's not waiting to see how he fits with Vic or anything. It's we're going to wait until teams get desperate enough and then want to give us closer to what we want.
Probably.
Because I don't think any team is shelling out 3 second round, like what you said, 3 second round picks was the reported what they wanted for him. Like we'll wait until we absolutely have to trade him.
They get a late one. They're dancing their way over there,
dude. Like if you're a playoff team and you're one of the top 2 teams, so you're at 28, 29 or 30, would you give up that pick for PJ Tucker? Just that pick for PJ Tucker? Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, that's probably then what they're waiting for, to see if a team in the playoffs will be like, here's our first rounder, because the Rockets are in that dance with the Blazers and Thunder to where they might not even have their pick because their pick might be going to the Thunder. Well, we'll go to the Thunder. They'll get the Blazer pick depending on where the Blazers end up. I'm going to piggyback off of this. Buy or sell Vic gets traded by the deadline. Because I know we talked about him possibly being moved.
I think it stays. I think it's sell.
Mm-hmm. I mean, yet again, free agency is a tricky thing. He's approaching it. And yet again, if the Rockets feel like he doesn't want to be there, but so far he's played well with this Rockets team.
Yeah, that's all that matters to them.
Yeah, good point.
That was literally the whole reason all these fucking little, switcheroos happened was they wanted to make sure they would be under the salary cap to not have to pay the fucking expense shit. So like, I think they're cool with just running this roster out there and being like, hey, if John Wall, Boogie, and Vic are all healthy together at the same time, they can make a run for it in the playoffs. Right now, they're only 3 games back, which is literally nothing, and they haven't had all 3 in the roster at the same night. So really, once that happens, I do expect something to click for them. I think that'll work out well.
Yeah. Last one, because I'll sell the Vic gets traded by the deadline also, only because I almost want to do a push here because I could see the Rockets doing it, but there's more side of me going, he's looked like he's played well with this team. Yep. Let's just go through with it for this season and not kind of mess anything up. The last one, and this one for me, like I mentioned earlier, I didn't even know this player was really on the block. The quote they have is from Jason Anderson of the Sacramento Bee, where he reports, the Kings reduced Bjelica's role as a part of general manager Monty McNair's plan to rebuild around De'Aaron Fox. The Kings explored trades for Bjelica around the time of the November draft and will likely continue to do so as they build to rebuild over the next 2 to 4 years. Are you buying or selling Bjelica being moved by the trade deadline? Because
I buy it. They basically chunked his rollout so Bagley could get more minutes. It makes sense to me. You got to find out.
Is there a team that's going to be like, what's the asking price for Bjelica? That's the thing.
What's his contract at this year?
His contract is at, I think he's got 1 year.
So this is his final year?
I think so. I'm pulling up the spot rack now.
He backed out of the deal with the 76ers, so I don't see them going for him.
Yeah. Because, yet again, does he fall into the PJ Tucker to where it's seconds for him? Or
yeah, I could see 2 seconds or something like that.
Yeah, he's done. He's a free agent at the end of the year.
Yeah, so you're getting a second and a filler piece of contract. Is he an 8 mil player?
7.1, close enough.
Damn, I'm good.
Yeah, close
Pretty
enough.
Close. Yeah. Pretty fucking close. I could see a team like Milwaukee looking at getting a stretch player like Bjelica who can he's a shooter. He's
I couldn't get Bogdan from you, so hey, I'll get Bjelica from you.
Just take the other year. Yeah, that makes perfect sense to me. Outside of that, he's a depth piece shooter off the bench. I don't know if the Jazz are willing to make any other moves with their roster. I think that one would help them. I think that they have always maintained really great shooting around Rudy Gobert. So if you could add another bench shooter for that team, that would be really nice. I just don't know if we're going to see a Kings to Jazz deal happen.
Yeah.
I think it would be good, though.
Yeah, it's for me. I'm selling it only because I don't know. I don't know. Like, I feel like the one side, the Kings are going to try to trade him as much as they can.
Yeah.
I just don't know if a team gives them exactly what they want, and I don't know if the Kings crumble and basically be like, well, you know what, this isn't the exact package we want.
A couple minutes a night for him at this point, so if you can get a 2,
Yeah,
you take the 2.
yeah. Like, yet again, it's
Anything.
what
The 2 could be anything, you know?
the could be a boat. You know how much we wanted one of those. Could even be an Aodosumu who is not going to fall that far.
The number 60 overall pick in a draft.
Yeah.
So
I just
same.
Yeah, because like with me, this is the only one where I was like,
I'm all in on the Kings crumbling for a pick.
Just crumbling away for that draft pick. Is there anything in the trade world that you think of that you're like this? I'll ask this: DeMar DeRozan or LaMarcus Aldridge getting traded by the deadline?
Aldridge looks terrible.
So sell on Aldridge.
If anyone wants LaMarcus Aldridge, basically to have an expiring contract, that works out great. I could see him getting traded for and then cut so he can go sign a vet minimum
Good point.
for like Brooklyn Nets or some shit like that.
Carmelo Anthony when he got traded. When he got traded from us to Atlanta just to get cut. And then he went to Portland.
If someone has like a long contract that they don't want to finish out on their team, they could trade for LaMarcus Aldridge, then they can cut Aldridge, let him clear waivers, and then a veteran pickup by a playoff team. Makes perfect sense for me for him.
Jake just wants everyone. He wants LaMarcus Aldridge. He wants Bjelica. He wants PJ Tucker.
His team getting beat out in the playoffs again.
Yeah.
I mean, I understand why you're concerned, Jake, but be happy with your team right now. They have best Curry. Like, that's all it is.
I mean, the only good thing is if they play the Bucks in the first round, because the Bucks are the only team that chokes as hard as the Sixers do, right?
Jake, I'm not coming at you. I love your book. Shut up. I do wonder if the Miami Heat feel forced to make a trade in the near future. They have struggled out of the gates. They've been unhealthy, to be fair. They've not had their full roster for like a game.
Yeah.
And we are literally 16 games, 17 games into the season now.
Yeah.
For most teams. So I wonder if the time is ticking away for this Miami Heat team to feel some pressure. I don't know if Pat Riley is in a situation where he ever would feel pressure because he's Pat fucking Riley. And he just kind of looks at his hand and goes, it's a lot of fucking rings. I'm pretty confident with the moves I've made so far in establishing the roster that I have. But I do wonder. You brought up Victor Oladipo just a few minutes ago. They're a team with young talent who could ship stuff out of town.
I'd sell it.
Duncan Robinson plus pieces for Victor Oladipo.
I'd sell it. Sell it all day.
I buy it. I buy that.
The only reason why I'm selling it is if they didn't, Jake brings up a good point. If they didn't want to trade Hero or Robinson for Harden, why would they want to give up any of their young talent?
They wouldn't trade both was the answer. They didn't want to trade Hero and Duncan. I did them trading Duncan for Victor Oladipo.
Like, it just comes down to the adage of how much do you believe in yourself in free agency to go get Victor Oladipo. And for me, if I'm the Heat, my confidence is high. Everything I've heard is that he wants to come to Miami. Why would I give up young players if I could just get them in free agency? But yet again, there's always that risk of someone swooping in, wooing them, and getting them away from you. Like, that's the thing.
Carmelo Anthony traded New York all over again, or should it be necessary? Remember when he went there? It was why are they giving up all these pieces? Well, they traded over Gallinari, who was hurt, Wilson Chandler, who was hurt. Unfortunately, one of the first-round picks that became Jamal Murray, so that kind of sucked. But again, they traded away two guys on big contracts who were gone for chunks of time because of injuries.
Yeah, and like I kind of agree with Mad Rogue. Like Vic said he wants to go to Miami. I wouldn't give up anything for him then. I would just be like, we're gonna win him in free agency.
You're just sucking this year.
I see, but that's the thing.
Word that he will come to your city. Anthony Davis, how'd that work out for him? Oh wait, they went and got him.
What, for the Lakers? They needed to go get him. Like the Lakers, I feel like the Lakers needed to go get Anthony Davis more than the Heat need to go get Vic, because I feel like Pat Riley knows that last year with the Heat, although a great year, let's be completely honest, they overshot a little bit. They overshot a little bit, and I think Pat Riley knows that. Overachieved. And I think Pat Riley knows this. I think Pat Riley knows that the bubble situation helped them, just like I believe it helped the Nuggets as well, because in a normal NBA season, like I believe home game, road game does affect what people actually in the seats instead of playing in an empty gym. So like for me, it's the whole question of how much of the young talent do you want to give up? And do you feel like it's expendable? I think the Heat like their young talent. They believe Vic is going to come to them in free agency, so they're not going to give up any of it to the Rockets if they don't have to.
If the Heat are out of the playoffs by trade deadline, do you think they're making a move?
If they're out of the out of the playoffs, out of the playoffs,
right now, playoffs is 8-10, so they're only 2 games back at the moment. But if they struggle,
yeah, are we saying out of the playoffs to where they're most likely not going to catch up?
They're not in the top 8.
Okay, depends. If they're in a situation to where it's like, yeah, you know, it doesn't fucking matter. We're not going to make the playoffs anyways. And really, the play-in tournament, it's like even if we did, we got to go up against this team in the first round. I would say no. But if they're like 2 games out of the 8th seed and they're the 9th seed, then yeah, I could see them making a move. Just depends on how close they are to those playoffs at the end. I don't know what you think about that. What would you say if they're out of the playoffs?
I already told you I think they're making a move for him anyway.
No matter.
I think Duncan Robinson deal for Victor Oladipo could happen. I don't know if it will happen. I think they might try it though.
Okay. But that is going to do it for us today. Let us know what you guys think, obviously, down below. Join the Discord, greatest community in the internet. That link is down below. You can also support us at patreon.com/MVPvids, or you can throw us a sub on Twitch, where we are live every Monday through Friday, twitch.tv/MVPvids. We're also on YouTube at MVP Sports. Want to thank everyone in Twitch who was commenting today. Want to thank all of our commenters out there, especially the nice commenters. You guys are the best ones, the ones that tell us that we're special and actually want to have constructive criticism. Don't just call us idiots. Right, Dave? Don't just call us idiots. We don't know anything. Do we even watch pro?
That was good attention.
Thank you guys for everything you do. Dave and I will be back tomorrow. And as always, have a good day, everybody.